artist! Today we are going to be starting our sunflower drawings inspired by the artist Vincent van Gogh. So, to begin today, you will need a pencil, an eraser, and a blank sheet of paper. Today we're going to hold our paper vertically or up and down. And once you're holding your paper vertically, you are ready to begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the vase for our sunflowers to sit in. To begin our vase, we're going to start with an oval that's somewhere in the middle of our paper or lower. This is so that we have room for our sunflowers up at the top later. So I'm going to start with my oval. It's very skinny, but there's some space. And once I have my oval, I am ready to draw the sides of my vase. Now the sides of my vase are going to be symmetrical. The word symmetrical means the same. It's going to be the same on both sides. So I'm going to start my pencil at the tip of my oval, and I'm going to draw a vase that comes out and curves and then goes back. And I'm not bringing it all the way to the bottom of the paper because I'm going to draw the bottom of my vase too. For the second side, I do the same thing. I put the tip of my pencil at the oval. And now I'm going to try to make the same line, a symmetrical line on this side by coming out and going back. We are drawing very, very lightly today so that if we erase, it is easier than if we had a dark pencil line, because it's very easy to erase light pencil, but it is very hard to erase dark pencil. Once you like the way your vase looks on both sides, you can finish off the bottom. And then we're going to add a horizontal line or side to side line behind our vase. This is going to be our table. So I am going to start this line at one edge of my paper, go into my vase. Once I hit my vase, I stop, go back onto the other side of the vase. We can just pretend to draw that line so that it's lined up. And once your pencil's on the other side of the vase, you keep drawing that horizontal line. Now our vase is sitting on a table instead of floating off into space. The next thing you're going to add is 3 circles. These 3 circles are going to be the centers for our sunflowers. You can add them anywhere on your paper, but you're going to want to have some space around them for the petals. So I'm going to put one over here, and I'm drawing lightly just in case. If I like the way it looks, I can always go back over. Do one right here, and one up in the middle. All right. Now, the next step is going to be to add the petals to these centers. The petals for sunflowers are pointy. So what you're going to do is you're going to start however big you want your petal. Start that far away from your center. Put a dot. And then from that dot, you're going to come down and to the circle. Go back to the dot. Come down and to the circle. And you're making just a little bit of a curve so that the top is pointed, but the bottom is wide. When you do your next one, you're going to do the same thing. Start with a point and drag your pencil down. But when you come down this time, you're going to go right next to the last petal you just drew. No spaces in between. And then some petals might run off the paper. You can just pretend, but they'll jump back on somewhere. And so we stop pretending and we finish them off. Some of the petals, you might just see the bottom and no point, and that's okay. You're just gonna keep going until they run back on the paper and all of our petals are right up against each other. Once I have my first layer of petals done, I'm going to use overlapping to make it look like there are petals behind these ones. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start at the point and I'm going to drag my petals down until they hit the next petal and then stop, so that all you see is the point of that petal behind the other two. Now, you may notice that I'm doing one flower at a time. I did one layer on this flower, then I did layer number 2, and now I'm done. When I go to my next flower, I might have a problem. When I draw this petal, they're touching. So I'm going to use overlapping again, and I'm going to erase everything that's inside of this petal to make it look like this new petal is in front of the other one. Then I just keep going. There's nothing to erase in this one, so that's good. When I'm done with the first layer of petals, I'll move on to the second layer and then move on to the next flower and do 2 layers on that as well. All right, artist, once your entire picture is drawn, you can go ahead and trace it in Sharpie. You might think that I forgot to add the stems, but we are not going to be drawing in the stems. We are going to wait until very, very last to put the stems on our paper. All right, I hope you had fun. Bye!